Everybody keeps saying AI is making people dumber, and honestly, when I watch how most people use it, I kind of get the panic. You ask it a question, it hands you an answer, you paste that answer somewhere, and you move on with your day having learned absolutely nothing. But that same tool run backwards will teach you faster than any classroom you've ever sat in, and I mean that literally. Give me 8 minutes and I'll show you what backwards looks like, all 5 moves. And look, I'm not saying this from a mountain of discipline either, because I spent years learning the way people collect gym memberships in January. I'm a gym guy. I've watched that movie end the same way every single February, and I still did the exact same thing with learning. I had the graveyard of half-finished courses, books with highlights on every single page that I couldn't quote a line from a month later, 40-something browser tabs I was absolutely going to get back to. At one point, I even binged an entire tutorial series over a weekend, walked around feeling like a genius, and next Saturday, I sat down to actually build the thing and my hands just didn't know anything. That one stung. For years, I told myself I needed more discipline, but it's even sneakier than that though, because consuming information feels identical to learning it, and I mean identical. You don't find out the difference until the day you need to use it, and by then, well, you saw my Saturday. If you keep one sentence from this whole video, keep this next one. Most people run AI as an answer machine, where they ask, it answers, they paste, and everybody moves on. Every month of that arrangement, the AI gets a little sharper and you get a little more dependent on it. And that's a horrible trade. So you flip who's doing the work. You stop asking it to think for you and you start making it force you to think, like a coach who happens to have read everything ever written. 5 moves make that actually real, and the 4th one is the one that saves you from the mistake almost everybody is making with AI right now. So stick around for that one. Move number 1, the 1 question rule. Before you study anything, and I mean anything, a book, a video, some rabbit hole you found at midnight, you write down one specific question you need that thing to answer for you. Then you hand that question to your AI and say, I'm about to learn this, and your job is to tie everything we discuss back to my question. What that does is turn your brain from a bucket into a magnet. When you're hunting for an answer, you actually grab things. If you're just absorbing, the words slide past you and you can't even feel it happening. School never gave you that question. It just handed you a reading list and expected you to care. Anyway, move 2, the interrogation loop. And this is the engine of the entire system. When you finish learning something, the natural instinct is to ask AI for a nice summary. Don't. A summary is the answer machine all over again. Instead, you explain the thing back to it, typed or out loud, like you're teaching somebody who's never heard of it. Then you run this. I just explained this topic to you, grade my explanation, find the spots where I'm hand waving, and then ask me 3 questions I should be able to answer if I actually understand this. The first time I ran that loop on myself, I picked something I was completely sure I understood, how these AI models handle memory. And I fell apart on the second question. Genuinely embarrassing, and also the most useful 2 minutes of my month because that sting is basically your brain going, oh, okay, this one's real. Teachers have known forever that explaining something to a confused beginner is the real test of whether you know it. Well, now that beginner is available to you at 2 in the morning whenever you want, and it never judges you. Move 3, build something ugly inside of 48 hours. Whatever you just learned, you turn it into a real thing within 2 days. And honestly, the uglier the better, because ugly means you actually built it instead of spending an enormous amount of time just polishing a plan to build it. If you're learning about money, build your actual budget tonight with real numbers, even the embarrassing ones. If you're learning Spanish, make the AI play a waiter in Madrid and keep ordering dinner until you stop translating it in your head. And if it's anything technical, you already know. The world's tiniest version of it tonight, with AI pair working next to you. A build like that pressure tests you, because whatever you didn't truly understand falls out of it immediately. And as a bonus, it flips the AI back into coach mode, since now it's helping with your thing instead of reciting generic lessons to you. Okay, move 4, the argument method, the one I promised would save you from the big mistake. These models sound exactly as confident when they're wrong as when they're right, and if you swallow everything one of them tells you, you've just outsourced your opinions to a very polite robot, which is honestly worse than not learning at all. So you make it argue with itself. Anytime you're learning something people genuinely disagree about, and that covers most things worth knowing, run this. Give me the strongest honest case for this idea. Now argue the other side just as hard. Now tell me what evidence would actually settle it. The old school version of this was reading 3 books that disagree with each other, which is still a fantastic move if you got the time. But this gets you most of that in about 90 seconds, and it quietly changes how you hold opinions. Because after a few rounds of it, you can feel why smart people land in different places on the same question. It gets a lot harder to fool you after that. Last one, move 5, the memory loop. This is the part that makes everything permanent. You keep one document, just one, and I will genuinely argue with anyone who says you need some elaborate 17-folder second brain instead. Every day you learn something, you write a few honest lines in that doc. What surprised you, what you're still side-eyeing, whatever it is, in your words and nobody else's. Then the next morning, you hand that doc to your AI and tell it, quiz me on yesterday, 3 questions, and don't go easy on me. The whole ritual takes about 2 minutes with your coffee, and what you're secretly doing there is spaced repetition. Most boringly well-proven idea in all of learning science, except now the flashcards write themselves out of your own thinking. Everything you read stays borrowed until it survives your own writing, and a quiz you didn't study for. After that, it's genuinely yours. So that's the system, and any single move helps on its own. But the reason the title says dangerous is what happens when you stack all 5 on one target. Pick one domain, yes, just one, and I know that's the painful part when everything looks interesting. Believe me, I was 40 tabs deep, I get it. Then you run the system on that one domain every day for 90 days. In real life, that's 20-30 minutes. The question rule, the interrogation loop, an ugly build every week or so, arguments on the parts people fight about, and a little morning quiz. 90 days of that and you'll understand your thing better than 95% of people you'll ever discuss it with. And I don't even think that number's aggressive, because the average person's research is one article and a strong opinion. You will have interrogated it, built with it, argued both sides of it, and quizzed yourself into keeping it. People around you are going to start asking what happened and how you learned all this. And the honest answer is going to sound like a flex, because you learned it while everyone else was scrolling. School needed 12 years and a permission slip to get you halfway ready for a world that doesn't exist anymore. This needs 90 days and a question you actually care about. The tutor's been sitting in your pocket the whole time, it just needed better instructions, and now you have them. I'm Des, I build systems like this, and I run every experiment on myself first, so you're only ever getting stuff with receipts. Subscribe if you want the next one, and drop your 90-day domain in the comments, because the first one that catches my eye, I might build the entire study plan for it on camera. Let's build.